welcome to the Vibe for March 2018. I'm Ruby Brown from Ruby Brown 888, and in the Vibe this month we're looking at the key element of action. And what we mean by action is taking our creative burst of energy from February and putting that together with all our fabulous ideas and all our impulses to create, and we're going to action them this month. And that means acknowledging exactly what you're actually wanting to do. So not just the idea and the concept, but developing that into what you want the outcome to be. And then when you go to implement that, keep it simple. Clean ideas, execute simply. Maintaining your idea is where you want to keep it simple as well, and don't get lost in distraction. And there's lots of tests around this March, so keep your eyes and ears open, and that's where simplicity is going to be your ally, and use that to support actually enacting these goals and making them come to fruition. The other thing to consider is your actual nature. So how likely are you to follow through? What ways do you actually work best? What time of the day are you most creative and likely to implement? Don't go against that natural brain when you're trying to make action, because that will end up often in sabotage and defeat, and then you've got to start all over again and build yourself up. The idea is to keep riding February's creative energy into the action of March. Limitations and management in March come around support and success. For example, finding a quiet space, or not having a hangover, say, or eating properly, nourishing your body so that you have presence of mind, and getting the tools you need, or making what you have work. So if you need to have an expenditure or to have your tools, try and be creatively resourceful and use what you have in the moment. And it's okay if it's in a development stage and it looks like that, because that adds to that simplicity, and people will read that as authentic, and that's going to go well for you. With concepts and actualizing your concepts, it's all about being specific. So the more details you can have, the better. And often that creative resourcefulness, if you are trying to save dollars to action this, that's where being specific is very good. And the two work together. Simplicity and being specific work like a dance together, and you want to capitalize on that as much as you can. When you're looking at your return on investment from your actions in March, the first key step is to ask, do you feel good about what you're doing? So, and that is not, is it ideal? It's, do you feel good? Do you feel like you've taken a step in the direction you actually want to go? And if that's a yes, well then you're halfway there. The other concept or mindset that you want to cultivate is also knowing where the return is. And that can be literal, or it can be conceptual as well. So it can breed more creative ideas that you want to action, and you can add those on as you go through the month. Or it can be a literal, I've gotten so many sales, or I've had this response from the kids, and that's what I was looking for. So have an idea on where you're getting that return from, or where you would like it from, when you're being specific in your details and when you're incorporating simplicity. Honesty and clarity are the other things that are going to help when you're being tested, and action will often bring challenges and tests as well when the universe is looking to support you, and that's in a sense so that you can tweak what you're doing. So remember, when you're dealing with simplicity and being specific, keep it simple, be honest and clear about what you're hoping to get from it, and then that'll make it easier to navigate those challenges where you're getting tested on tweaking and your ideas and whether or not they're going to work and take off for you. Being practical is also not a dirty word. When you define practical, it's likely to succeed or be effective in real situations. Get out of the theory and the fear of your head and create an action around your goal. And that's also another tag into going with your true nature and understanding some of that. And the more you understand that, the more it's going to help in the long term. Discipline's also under not a dirty word as well. Activity or experience that provides mental or physical training and or rules of conduct. So are you asking the right questions in terms of practicality and discipline? And if you can tackle some of that before you start the action, then there'll be less challenges for you as well as you go into March and your outcome for goals. Remember also, focus is not necessarily being productive. So a goal can be a simple task like a phone call, but you want to minimize your distractions, because distraction is the thing that will mix up into productivity, and that's where you start being busy over getting actual steps done. You can be busy for 8 hours a day, but if you're productive, you can do it in 2. So try and keep that in your mindset and cultivate being productive over busy. And again, come back to simplicity and remove as many distractions as you possibly can. Also, just as an end note as well, I would keep it that, if you do one good action, say if you choose Monday's my day of action, that's when I'm going to try those new things and start to implement so I get that return on my investment. If you do one good thing on the Monday, then that may be enough. Don't try and over set yourself up, because that can, end in sabotage or disappointment, which can confuse the whole issue as well. So if the goal is for Monday to do a phone call, then set up your day to do that one phone call. And I mean, in the time frame as well. Don't leave it till the last thing of the afternoon. Do it in the morning when you're fresh, or if your prime activity time is between 11 and 1 and that suits for the call and the outcome, then do it then. So that's kind of it. Keep it simple, keep it clean, be clear with yourself, go with your actual nature, minimize your distractions, and all the best for Action in March. Best of energy to you. Remember to click subscribe below and follow the channel. Otherwise, you can check out the website rubybrown888.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next month.